everyone, and welcome to another Nintendo unboxing figure review. I know. I did a video where I said I was no longer, or why I got out of collecting, and I'm still not collecting figures. Though I did say in that video, here and there, for the right price, I'd pick up a cool figure, and this was the right price. So I know I've mentioned a couple comments talking to people in the comment section of that video. But here we go. It's a surprise for everyone. Now, I'll admit, like I said, I pick up figures here and there every once in a while, but I'm like done collecting like entire lines. But this one, I'm gonna take this off the table so you can see better. These two particular figures I ordered because EE was having or Entertainment Earth, shout out to Entertainment Earth, not sponsored, was having a sale. Plus, some of their influencers, I think it was probably Toy Shiz, who I used his link on to get this. Shout out to Toy Shiz to save like an extra $10 off the order, plus free shipping. So that's what I did for this one. And the two figures I got were two figures I had been looking for, and I was waiting for a good price on them. And C. Montgomery Burns from The Simpsons and Hank Scorpio for The Simpsons. Got these two because these are my two favorite characters in The Simpsons. And the Super 7 Simpsons line, I haven't bought any figures for this line, so I don't quite know how good the quality is. I know Super 7 is very hit or miss. I don't know if you can see them behind me, but up there I've got the Four Turtles, Shredder, Bebop, Rocksteady, and Mr. Splinter. I have, some of their He-Man and Conan figures down there. So I do have a couple of them. And overall, the quality's been good. I do know for the Turtles line, the Samurai Leo, the one I was most excited to have, had some QC issues with joints that were super loose, and I sold that one because it's just like it's just too sad. So let's crack these bad boys open. I think we're gonna start with Mr. Burns. We'll save Hank and his flamethrower for last. So we've got the Super 7 slipcase that comes right off there. As you can see, I haven't even looked at the shed, obviously. But I'll take a close look at that. But C. Montgomery Burns appeared in The Simpsons Roasting on an Open Fire Season 1, Episode 1. That was the Christmas episode. December 16th, 1989 was his on-air premiere date. So that's pretty cool. There's the bio right there. And these figures are, just looking at this, these figures are definitely larger than I anticipated. I know Super 7 does the 7-inch scale, but I thought with the Simpsons one, because again, this is my first time touching the Simpsons one, I thought they'd be a little smaller. So I'm actually excited about that. So let's crack this bad boy open. Take my trusty hunting knife that I haven't used for hunting in well over 2 decades. And open this bad boy up. Take it on out, and we've got some good accessories here with C. Montgomery Burns. Get him out of his little plastic prison. I hate these elastic plastic ties. I am not a fan of those at all. They're such a pain in the butt, and sometimes if you snap them, they just go everywhere. So let's get Burns out of his plastic prison. He is in there tight. So just off the giddy up for Burns, I wonder how he's going to stand. Is he going to stand? I might have to do some finagling to get him to stand because that's a very top heavy head right there. And those joints are stiff. Probably gonna have to take a heat gun to those. It is November, so it's chilly out. This has probably been sitting on a back of trucks and cargo holds for a few days, so I'm not gonna mess with these joints too much. I don't want them to break, kind of thing like that. But obviously you can see like no real thigh movement because of the coat gets in the way. But there's a hip swivel under there. It's really hard to see. Single jointed elbows and knees. Like I said, these are really stiff. I'm not gonna mess with them. Same with the ankles, single joints, really stiff. There's some ankle movement there. Not a lot, just a little. There is paint coming off this Burns figure. You can already see paint coming off there. So it's kind of a QC issue. That's, again, Super 7's been very hit or miss sometimes with some of their quality issues. And I can tell right now on Burns' head, they could have done a little like outline here, because if you see his little moles, what have you, sunspots, there's an outline. I mean, they're there, but because they're just in yellow, kind of hard. So yeah, so shoulders go up and down. Like I said, really stiff joints. I'm gonna have to warm these up. Yeah, I'm just not going to mess with that too much. I don't want to break this figure. It's got a bunch of heads. Comes with the little bear, three-eyed fish. Burns Weekly. It's too late. So I mean, we're not hurting for accessories. We've also got that $1 trillion bill that we had. I can't remember which Simpson episode it is, but there's the $1 trillion bill right there. I wish that was real. I could use $1 trillion right now. And he's got a bunch of hands. So I mean, I paid with the sale $39.99 each for the figures, and you know, then $10 off total, so $70. So paid $60 before taxes, free shipping. So not a bad deal. I mean, Super 7, their ultimate line, or as Robo would say, ultimate, is quite pricey. I think they're up to $55 now for the regular figures. And it's just one of those lines, like I wait for sales now, because I've pre-ordered. Let me hold on. All right. These just don't want to come out right now, so I'm not going to switch his head. But those are a maniacal laugh and happy with his teddy bear face. I cannot remember what the teddy bear was called. But yeah, so I think I'm going to display him with the maniacal head, because this regular head, it's got a weird overbite to it that just, it's fine. Like, you see it there in the box. I mean, that's fine in the cartoons, but in 3D, he looks like Mr. Burns. Does not look intimidating. The maniacal laugh is probably how I'm going to display him, though I will take a couple pictures with this head too, just him cradling his bear once I get these joints all loose. But yeah, there's like paint coming off there. It's not, I'm glad I didn't pay $55 for this. Like, I've heard a couple good and bad things about the Simpsons line. Probably why it ended. Yeah, there's the Burns figure right there. Let me get Hank Scorpio out. Clean up all these accessories and get some of that paint off my desk. All right, now we have my all-time favorite Simpsons character, Hank Scorpio. There we go, right there. We'll display. I think that's on frame. Yeah, it's on frame. I can kind of see in the reflection of my TV, the camera, so I can kind of know what's going on here. So Hank Scorpio appears in You Only Move Twice, Season 8, Episode 2, originally air date November 3rd, 1996. This is actually one of my all-time favorite Simpsons episodes. I think it's hilarious. What is the actor's name who does his voice? I can see his face. He was the manager in Bull Durham. He was the lead character in Arliss. Albert, is it Albert Brooks? We're going to go Albert Brooks. I think it's Albert Brooks. I think that's his name. I know it's Albert something. I'm 99% sure Albert Brooks. Great job as the voice of Hank Scorpio. In fact, I'm going to watch this episode after I do this review. While I'm editing, I'm going to throw that episode on and watch it. So let's break him out of his plastic prison. And again, these figures, oh, I already tore the box. Jesus. These figures are so much bigger than I had anticipated. I really didn't think they were so large. I am pleasantly surprised by that, so don't get me wrong, I'm not complaining about the size, because these aren't really going to go with any of my other figure collections. They're going to they might be on my desk. You might see them when I'm doing streams and stuff like that. He's got 2 of these elastic things. I hate those things so much. But he comes with his... I really didn't want these coming loose. But he comes... Oh, good. That's removable. I wasn't sure if it was, since he came with it packed on there. His joints are a little better, but he's a little beefier figure. That one doesn't want to bend as much. But I already know how I'm displaying this Hank Scorpio. Yeah, there we go. I already know how I'm displaying him. Displaying him with the flamethrower and the maniacal face. But he also comes with a lot of accessories. World's Best Boss in the cup hand. I'm gonna have fun. I'm definitely gonna have fun with these figures, taking pictures of them. Little flame effect for the flamethrower. Do I have anybody he can like fight? Maybe Mega Man or Ryu. He's gonna get maybe both. He'll get pictures with Hadoukens and Mega Man's fireball coming at him. Those might be pictures I have to take. But little flash grenade right here. The hose to the flamethrower. The flamethrower gun. Pointy finger. Grabbing hand. Another kind of grabbing hand. Oh, see, this head came out easy. Angry Hank Scorpio. Oh, this got a little paint on here. Angry Hank Scorpio. See, those came out way easier than the burns. And then maniacal laugh, Hank Scorpio. All right, since we couldn't get the burns heads out easily, let's see how well. Oh, well, you know those won't fall off easily, so. Man, I don't know if it's that doesn't want to come off that easily, man. I feel like I'm going to break this figure trying to get the head on. All right, there we go. Got it on. The maniacal head. And then definitely need grippy hands for the flamethrower. That hand came up pretty easily. Okay, the hands go in pretty easily, at least. There we go. So those go in and out pretty easily. We're going to have to play around with the burns. The burns definitely needs heat up. But again, more QC issues. Little scuff right there. I mean, I like Super 7 overall. I think their stuff is a little overpriced sometimes, but yeah, quality issues on these Simpsons ones are kind of a little disheartening. And then this has a little plug that does not want to fit in there. We'll mess with that later. So that obviously goes there. And then just maniacal flame throwing action from Hank Scorpio. Of course, I'll take more time to pose this out right there. So these are really cool figures. I actually really like the idea of these. The Burns one, as I say, like the joints, there's some QC issues on the Burns with the paint, but Homer's two bosses. I really wish this line would at least made it to get the regular Simpsons out. Because I would want a Homer, but I don't want Fat Homer and not really Astronaut Homer, and these are not going to scale with the new Jax one. So that is a shame that there isn't going to be a Homer to match with these. At least, you know, like, or he's standing now. At least the regular Homer. So here's the Super 7 Simpsons line comparing with Super 7 Leonardo. And I can say right now, like, there's some blue paint on my Leonardo talking about QC issues. I can say, just kind of looking at them, and I know this kind of the paint and everything like that is giving off like the Simpsons cartoon vibe, and I think that blends in well right away. But just handling these for a few minutes and everything like that, and just looking at the Leonardo right next to him, and just it almost looks like two different companies made these figures. Nothing like that, because it's kind of like the Ninja Turtle ones were made with love to recreate that Playmates look, and the Simpsons one, as much as I like them, and I don't want to say like Super 7 doesn't have love for them, because like to get like Hank Scorpio out there before this line became defunct means, you know, they do care like deep cuts for the show, because you know Hank Scorpio, as memorable as he is only in one episode. So might have to get some Denver Broncos to go with this to give to Homer Simpson. But yeah, you can just kind of see the detail and everything like that, and just the joints and everything for the Turtles ones are just so much more fluid and everything like that. Though, you know, the Turtles ones have been inside my house. So, oh, he's gonna fall now. Turtle ones have been inside my house. So they're warmer than these guys have been who've been on the back of a truck for a couple days. So overall, I like the idea of this line. Again, with Super 7's pricing at like $55 a figure, I was not gonna buy these. Like, I was not gonna pre-order these from Super 7 or anything like that. I knew for the ones that I wanted, I was gonna wait for a sale, because it does seem that Super 7's figures, their ultimates, when they come out, you know, after that initial wave of them coming out, the ones that don't sell right away, usually within a couple months you can get on sale price. These I was hoping to get a little cheaper than, we'll say 35 each, since there was, you know, the $10 off that I said that they were, EE was running that sale. You know, they were dropped down to $39.99 and then $10 off my total purchase. So I did kind of want to wait for these to get a little cheaper than that, but I've had them on my wish list on Amazon since they went up for sale, and they never dropped below the $55. In fact, Hank started going up for like $65, $70. So when EE did the sale, I was like, this is probably the time to get them. Because I even like looked for them on Mercari and eBay, and those were still holding at like MSRP prices. So I was like, this might be the time to get them, because these may go up in value down the road. I don't know if they will or won't, but the fact that these two have been out for like a year and they haven't dropped in price at all, I was like, I don't know. I'll pull the trigger now, because I do want them. They're probably going to be at my desk. I'm probably going to have them right by my Mac right here displayed. I got to work on Burns's joints. But yeah, overall, I like them. I definitely would say if this is kind of a microcosm of the entire Simpsons Ultimates line, I would not pay retail for these at all. I would wait for sales, clearances, things like that. There's not much to the joints and everything like that, and it's Super 7, so you're kind of paying that Super 7 tax because they're, you know, smaller than a Hasbro, Mattel, so they pay more for licenses, and they probably pay more for their production than Hasbro and everything does. So they do charge more, and they probably have to charge more. So I'm not gonna really get on them for that. But just like I said, the quality issues, like I already have paint shipping off of Burns's socks. There's even more paint flanks coming off. You know, just the joints are just single joints, and you know, Burns can barely kick his foot, something like that. So actually, I didn't even test that on Hank Scorpio. Let me test that real quick. Yeah, so it's like that's as high as it comes, and there's no butt kicking action there. So Robo would definitely be disappointed in that. So yeah, so it's just like what you get for $55 is, I don't think, worth the $55. You'd have to be a diehard fan, especially because these Simpsons, there's a lot of deep cuts in there too, as opposed to some of just the regular figures. So yeah, I would look for these on sale to get them. I would not pay full price for them. If you can get them sub $40, that might be worth it for like special characters that you really like, oh, and there goes Hank, like how I like these two characters. But if you're trying to collect the whole line, I would definitely wait for sales and wait to grab them really cheap. Like I said, I'm disappointed the line ended, because I would want, the only other one I would really want to add to this line is Homer. But I will say the Radioactive Man and the Krusty the Clown ones, I do like. The Krusty one, that would have been a must buy had they kept the smoking face, like the head with the cigarette. Had they kept that one, that would have been a must buy, but I think Disney made them pull the smoking head, so they gave it a different face. That would have been a must buy, just that, because I think the original promotional image of just like Krusty in his robe with the cigarette, just the world has beaten him down. I think that's just hilarious, and to pose it like that, that's how I would have had it. And then Rainier Wolfcastle as Radioactive Man, just because one of my all-time favorite lines from The Simpsons is, "The goggles, they do nothing, nothing," is just hilarious to me. So to have that to recreate, because again, like these Simpsons figures, these are probably all I'm going to get, unless, like I said, Krusty and Radioactive Man, or Rainier Wolfcastle's Radioactive Man go dirt cheap. Like to collect them for like special scenes to remind you of like the great era of The Simpsons, which is just hilarious. So this line's dead. The Jax ones I've seen in person, not for me. There is a Burns as Bram Stoker's Dracula that I might grab just to display during Halloween, because that's one of my favorite Simpsons Halloween episodes. But yeah, this is probably all I'm going to do as far as Simpsons figures go at all, is just Hank Scorpio, Mr. Burns, two of my all-time favorite figures. I really love them. And I can't give this a recommendation at full price at all. QC issues, just joints and everything like that. These are not $55 figures. I would say if you can get them like 30 or below, if you really like the particular characters that you want to get, 30 or below, I think is a decent price point for these. So yeah, definitely not a recommendation at full price. Half price, I would say if you really like a character, go buy it. But yep, that's my review of this. Tell me what you think. And I promise you, the why I got out of figure collecting was not clickbait. I am not solely collecting figures anymore. In fact, I'm looking over at some of my Joes and DC and Marvel figures, and I'm just like contemplating right now what ones out of those collections do I want to get rid of, just to make more room for more video game stuff, because I think that's where my not figure collecting, that's where my collecting is moving to. So there you have it. Those are my reviews on the Super 7 Ultimates lines, The Simpsons, Hank Scorpio, and Mr. Burns. Let me know what you think of these figures below. Have you purchased any of these Simpsons figures? What do you think of the line? Do you have quality control issues like mine do and like some of the people I've had? Definitely let me know in the comments below. And as always, thank you for watching and have a great rest of your day. Take care now. Bye.